So tape emerged on Friday of the first public cabinet meeting that's been held in quite a while. But Joe Biden wasn't leading that cabinet meeting. Joe Biden was not leading that cabinet meeting. The person leading the cabinet meeting was Dr. Jill Biden. Now, Jill Biden has been elected by no one. She has never won a single vote, sort of like Kamala Harris with the nomination. That's another story. Jill Biden literally has no public support to be doing what she is doing right now. Now, MSNBC just reported this as First Lady joins President Biden in cabinet meeting, but that's not what's happening. She's literally sitting at the head of the table at the cabinet meeting and leading the cabinet meeting. This is a person with a doctoral degree in education from like the local college who's never been elected to a position ever, but did marry Joe Biden some decades ago. And now she is the sitting president of the United States. This is insane. At least Edith Wilson had to pretend that Woodrow Wilson was still sentient, even though he was a vegetable. Jill Biden isn't even pretending. This is a scandal, folks. Did you elect her? I didn't elect her. I didn't vote for Joe Biden, but he's still my president, which means my president is brain dead. He is not with us any longer. He is not. Here is the tape of Jill Biden leading the meeting. And Joe Biden is sitting there slack-jawed, staring off into the distance at death approaching. And we're all pretending this is normal. The entire media have decided this is not interesting. It is not worth covering because the only thing they care about is maintaining the functioning of the Democratic media machine. That is all they care about. It doesn't matter who's at the head of it. Slap a new coat of paint on it, call it Kamala Harris, doesn't matter. The presidency, however, does not work that way. The president has plenary power over, say, foreign policy. So who the hell is filling the seat right now? Who is the president of the United States? I know it's not Jill Biden, but maybe it is. Here's the footage from the other day.
For somebody who has worked on women's health issues for her whole career, frankly, as a teacher, but also as the second lady and now as the first lady, she said one of the things that struck her the most was the inequities in
Joe?
Medical research, funding
They're
for
all
medical
clapping
research
for
for
her.
women. So this is an important priority of hers.
And Joe Biden is sitting somewhere at the middle of the table, just looking randomly at things. He is not the president of the United States. He gave another speech over the weekend in which he was supposed to, apparently, be introducing a leader from India, and he has no idea who he is introducing. None. He just loses it right in the middle.
And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
By the way, he's from a small country like ours, low population, but he's become a good and decent man and a good friend.
What the hell is wrong? I mean, we know what's wrong. He's not with us. By the way, this is not an obscure world leader. Modi is the leader of the most populous country on the planet. On the planet. And he can't remember who he's supposed to introduce. And he starts yelling into the microphone. That is the person who is currently the president of the United States. How is this not the biggest scandal in modern American history? It's literally happening in front of your eyes, and we're all supposed to pretend it means nothing. Now, why? How the hell is it not the biggest scandal in modern American history that the president is not with us brain-wise? I'll tell you what else is a scandal. Paying too much for your cell phone bill. Not quite the same kind of scandal, but for you, kind of a big scandal. The big phone providers want you to believe you need unlimited data so they can overcharge you. Here's the fact. Most of you are buying way more data than you will ever need. With Pure Talk, my cell phone company, you can choose how much data you actually want and you can save. Listen to this. For just $35 a month, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot on America's most dependable 5G network. You know what you can do with that much data? You can browse the internet for 500 hours, stream 3,000 songs, or watch 30 hours of video. That's if you're not on Wi-Fi. Here's the best part. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk on a qualifying plan, you get 1 year free of Daily Wire Plus Insider. That's access to the full library of DW Plus movies, series, and documentaries, including Lady Ballers, What is a Woman, Mr. Bertram, and Run, Hide, Fight. Plus, uncensored ad-free daily shows, 1 year free of our kids' platform, Bentkey, and your very own free Leftist Tears Tumblr. But the only way you can get this special offer is heading on over to puretalk.com/Shapiro or call and mention my name. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Go to puretalk.com/Shapiro today. Switch to a qualifying plan. Get 1 year free of Daily Wire Plus Insider. This is a question we should all be asking. Why are we supposed to pretend this means nothing? The answer is pretty obvious. The reason we are all supposed to pretend that it does not matter that the current president of the United States is non-compos mentis. The reason, again, We were supposed to notice it when he was the nominee. The minute he became not the nominee, then it became irrelevant, and we never heard about it again. And in fact, Kamala Harris still goes on national television and pretends he is fine. She literally went on the only joint interview that she's done with Tim Walz, with Dana Bash, and she literally said, he's fine, everything's great. He's doing amazing. He's clearly not. So why maintain the myth? Why maintain the myth? I mean, I understand that there's the shiny object of the election over here, but there's this thing called the United States government with a person at the head of the presidency, of the Article 2 branch of government. And that guy is not with us. So why? Why the cover up? Why are we back to everything's fine, don't notice what's going on in front of you? And the answer is, if we were to notice that Joe Biden is non-compos mentis, the solution to that is not to replace him on the ticket. The solution is not to make Kamala Harris the nominee. The solution to that, constitutionally speaking, is to make Kamala Harris the president. So the question becomes why? Why won't she do it? I mean, obviously, everyone knows what's true. Everybody understands that Joe Biden is gone. So why? Why isn't she just declaring the 25th Amendment along with the cabinet and putting herself in his place? Why? And there are two reasons. One is she is afraid that the zombie corpse of Joe Biden will wander the landscape and explain to the American people just how crappy she is as a revenge move for him being ousted from the presidency. That's part of it, but that's not really the story. The real story is this. Kamala Harris can only run and win if she is not perceived as part of this administration. If she is perceived as having nothing to do with the policies of this administration, that's the dirty secret of this entire campaign. The dirty secret of this entire campaign. Kamala Harris cannot run on the Biden record. Joe Biden couldn't even run on the Biden record. Even if he were fine, he could not run on his record. His record is trash, which means her record is trash. She can't run on that record. She has to run, and she's trying to, as a change candidate. The problem, of course, is she is not a change. And if you spend one iota of a second thinking about it, you know she's not a change. But she needs the patina of not being the current president of the United States. She can't politically remove Joe Biden and put herself at the top of the White House without losing the election, because then she's responsible for the things. She wants all of the credit for being VP and none of the accountability for anything that her entire administration has done as VP. The minute she supplants Joe Biden, the facade falls away. The Potemkin village that is this administration falls away. And Kamala Harris is just the person. She is the person responsible for this trash policy. That is why Joe Biden has retained his seat as the president of the United States, despite the fact that he is brain dead, folks. Look at him. He's not. We all know it. Why are we pretending? The entire reason he was moved off the ticket is because he's brain dead. But he's still well enough to be the president of the United States. By what standard of the imagination is that true? By the way, the rest of the world knows he's brain dead. Why do you think it is that China is getting so aggressive in the South China Sea? Why do you think war is breaking out in the Middle East again? Why do you think that Ukraine has been moving very aggressively into Russia? The answer is they know Joe Biden is dead. Why do you think America's opponents haven't actually cut a deal in the face of all of those aggressive moves by America's allies, for example? The answer is they know Joe Biden's dead. It's just going to maintain at this pace from the American administration because there ain't nobody at the helm. The American ship of state is basically just bobbing along on the waters with no one giving it direction. All in order to lie Kamala Harris into the White House. That's what this entire thing is. Are you tired of the lies and the twist of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.